So, just want to share a few thoughts that I've had that maybe would inspire you or encourage you to take your kids to national parks. So, I think I'm going to call this video "Why I Love the National Parks as a Parent," and maybe even why I love like camping and all that kind of stuff as a parent. If you've had an experience like me as a parent, you will have found yourself saying no to a lot of things. And as I've given thought to why that is, I've realized that one of the main objectives of childhood is to find the boundaries and the limits in this world, right? Like, as an example, can I drive 1 mile an hour faster than 70 and will I get in trouble? Oh, turns out that I won't. What if I do 30 miles over 70? Oh, turns out I will. And so finding those boundaries of what rules are hard and fast and black and white and which ones are gray and which ones can be nudged and fudged. And so that's why as a parent you find yourself saying no so often, because sometimes the no is followed by many yeses, like, hey mom, can I have a chocolate? Sure. Can I have 2? Well, sure. Can I have 3? Well, I guess. Well, can I have 4? No. And so your children are kind of always pushing the limits and the boundaries, which can be really frustrating as a parent, but it's also kind of their job because they don't really know yet what is reasonable and what's fair and what's appropriate. And so they're figuring that out, and you get to be the one to sort of say you've reached the end of the line. And although that's their job and although that's our job, it does, it does kind of wear you out. And there are places where you have to say no a lot more often, when things are overpriced or when things are unhealthy for you. And so one of the things my wife Michelle and I have just talked a lot about is in the national parks you get to say yes a lot. You get to say yes an awful lot. If you stay in a hotel, if you're like our family, you stay in a hotel, it's like, can we watch TV? It's like, no, we don't really want to watch TV together as a family. Or maybe you say yes, and it's like, can we watch this show? Well, no, that show's not appropriate, or that show's, whatever. And in the national parks, there are so many questions that you will be asked that you will get to say yes to. Like, can I run barefoot on the beach? Like where we are right now. It's like, yep, sure. Can I stack stones? Can I build a sandcastle? Can I throw sand? Can I yell as loud as I want? Can I throw rocks into the ocean? Can I see if this rock will roll down the hill? Can I pick up this stick? Can I climb in that tree? Can I climb up that tree? We do ice cream every couple days, and it's like, we normally find a reasonably priced place, and sometimes prices in the national parks can be a little high for certain things, but like there's nothing like exorbitant, like at Disney World or something like that. The other thing is, like, you get to parent a little different in the national park. Well, you can parent however you want, right? But like we eat pretty healthy at the house, lots of fruits and vegetables. But out here, it's like they're hiking. They're like going through calories like crazy. I have a cousin, awesome guy. He has 9 children. They eat really healthy all the time. But when they travel, they buy like a dozen donuts from Walmart for $2, and everyone gets one for breakfast. And then they go hike for 5 or 6 miles. And so for like a very low cost, you can do stuff that your kids are gonna think is really, really cool. And you don't have to feel that guilty about it because you're doing it once in a while and they're burning the calories off fast and things are reasonably priced. There's a couple places where you get gouged on ice and firewood, but for the most part, things are reasonably priced. It's not like a resort or Disney where everything is like 10 times what it should be. And so if you're like me and you find yourself doing what a parent should do, which is helping their children find the boundaries and saying no, and that wears on you, and you want a vacation in a way that's relaxing and fun, then I would encourage you to consider this kind of thing. It's very economical. Michelle and I have spent on average $25 a night on lodging over the 55 nights that we're out. And that's pretty hard to beat. And so with that money saved, you can buy more ice cream and let kids get, their own candy bar or whatever it is, and you get to say yes. And most of the stuff that you get to say yes to is pretty wholesome, pretty safe, pretty innocent. It's like old school fun. Yes, you can go jump in that puddle. Yes, you can jump in the lake. Yes, we can buy another bundle of firewood and do another fire tonight. It's really reasonable stuff. It's not, can I play this really crude video game that encourages violence or whatever. People are different, and I know not everyone's going to parent the same way as I do, but I just want to say that's something that I've really appreciated about these places, is that you get to say yes to your kids a lot, and it doesn't cost you that much, and a lot of times it's a wholesome, healthy thing that you won't regret. So if that interests you at all, I would say cancel the Disney trip, look into some national parks, buy a cheap tent, bring some blankets. You do not need to spend a lot of money. At the end of this trip, I'm going to do a video about how I would recommend, I've been backpacking for over almost 20 years, basically. I've owned a lot of really expensive equipment, and some of it's nice to have, some of it's necessary, and some of it's not necessary. And so I'm just going to put together like a quick guide to how to get out in the wilderness with your family on a shoestring. And if you want to upgrade, but you don't have to. So cancel the Disney trip, look into the national parks near you, and start saying yes to your kids.